In this video, let's do a CRUD operation without API in React app. That will be this basic to do app, so we can understand create, read, update and delete. Create will be add to do, read will be this all the to do in the list, update will be we have to update, and delete will be we have to delete this any of this. Update, we can put here another input box, or we can directly put this value on this input box. Then we can change this add to do to update to do. So let's see what we can do. Let's do first create, read and delete. That will be easy. First let's do that, and last we can do update. Let's create one app, npm create, npm create wait at latest. Project name will be to do app, to do app react, and let's choose javascript, no and yes. So we have to do app, and let's remove these unnecessary things. Let's keep the fragment and remove another other JSX. Let's remove this state also. Let's create component for to do component component folder, to do app, to do let's do to do dot jsx, then const to do export default to do. That will something return something mean jsx. uh, let's do use div instead of fragment here, and h2 to do app. If we run this on the browser, we will see nothing because we have empty app.jsx. Let's import that to do here. To do now we can see to do app. Now let's add the input box. We can add placeholder. What we can say, like to do, then button, add to do. Okay, nothing happened because we haven't handled the events. Okay, event, let's handle first input event on change event. Let's create one state for this input. Use state, that will be empty initially. To do, and set to do. To do input will be more like descriptive. To do input, set to do input, air value, controlled value, that will be to do input. On change, we can put that value from event object, set to do event. Let me zoom, you can see event dot this is arrow function. How syntax is wrong. Syntax will be something like this: arrow object event dot target dot value. See, everything working fine. Controlled input. Now we have to add what will be the data structure for our to do. Let's have id initially 1, to do name, id and name will be our data structure, like walking, this will be to do's, and set to do's, array of object. We can uh, print this to do. Let's use fragment to wrap another div for all the to do's. Yeah, let's use ul and another list or order list. Let's use another list and let's map that on the to do. To do's dot map will be better. uh, Array, it will return array of list with what we have data, that would be structure id and name of the to do. Id will be key. We have to use key to keep track of item, which one is updated, which one is deleted, to better to perform better for reconciliation process. Okay, let's see, we have walking and another list, that's why we see this dot. Okay, let's add delete button also, but let's add first. On click, on click, handle, add to do, to do, to do. Let's create that handler, const handle to do. If we have to do input, if it's not empty string, then what? Then we have to also trim, otherwise trim, it will take many spaces also. Then add that to do here, set to do, take previous also, take previous value also. Array of previous and object with to do have a name only, so name will be to do input and id will be from like length, to do's dot length +1, or we can check for previous also, last one also, to get the id, but this will be better option. Okay, or last one is better option. To do's length -1 of to do it's have a id dot id plus 1. So we got the last one in the array of that id, then plus 1. Okay, more like more descriptive, more better option. Let's add one like uh, coding. Yes, it's not clearing, so let's after all things done, let's clear to do set to do input empty string. Let's do uh, there is nothing to do without coding. Let's uh, do yoga. Yes, it's cleared whenever I add something. So read and create and read is perfectly working fine. Create read in 10 minutes, 11 minutes. What we need? CRUD, read, update, delete. Let's do delete first. Button we can add on side list button button delete. Yes, then we have also let's create span for this button and up delete and update. Yes, we can add some space, I think, here. So we can use bootstrap for that, but let's not use that for now. Let's do delete. Here we need id to delete. Let's on click, let's do handler for delete. Handle delete. This is callback function const handle delete. Why this is so many time? I think switch is not working. Okay, handle delete. We need id. We get id delete id. Then we have to remove from this to do's. We can use set to do. Set to do. We can't mutate array. We have to return completely new array because you state behind the scene comparing with object.is. So if it's mutated array, then it will not render again and not show updated data. Okay, previous value we have previous dot filter. We have to do if this is object, right? To do dot id is not equal to id, then it will be deleted. Yes. Okay, abcd. What happened? What is the error? Delete is working, add to do, why it not working? add to do, so everything is deleted. So previous it will not take. So if there is something issue with this, if to do's length is less than 1, if it's true, then take id is equal to 1. Okay, now if I do, yes, it's working. Now last one is update. So if we click on update, it should show this value above here, and this one change to update to do. That will be better, or we can like add it and change only here. Let's do first this one. If I click on update, it should change to update. Okay, uh, update on click handle. Here also we need id. Handle update update id. Handle update id we get. We can use map here. Okay, previous dot map, then it have callback function. What it will return, it will return to do object. This we get implicitly. What is the error here? Set to do, one bracket is missing. Okay, if id is equal to do obj dot id, then update that one only. Update whatever the like object id will be that id only, but name will be to do input. Else part just return the to do obj. Okay, we updated this one. If we click on update, it should also visible on set to do input. Set to do input that have value of this id. That will be we have to find. We can use find, or find will get that value, that object. To do input const. First we have to do input, then we have to update. This will not here. This will go to add to do if it's update. Update handle update, we have to set input to do input based on its id. Const name will be to do dot find with id. id is equal to id. To do id 20 minutes, so update taking so much time. To do id let's see the name, or it will return whole object. We need only name, so it will be name. Let's see, let's comment this update one for now. Set to do's update cannot read property of undefined name. To do's dot find to do id that will be id, and we can change the name. Yes, update now is working, but button is all button is add to do only. So uh, if update is true, we have to create another state for this. Like update is true, update set update, that will be initially false. Whenever we click on update and there is value, we can do set update true. Name, find name, set to do name, and we can update here. We can conditionally re-render that button value if its update is true. Then do use update to do, and otherwise add to do. So if I do update, yes, update to do, and based on this we can perform this one also. If update is false, then do this one. Else do this one. Only if to do input is not empty. If to do input dot trim okay, everything fine. If this is success, then do this empty also. Let's do walking to walking dead walking dead movie. update. This id is not defined. 24 id is not defined. Yes, id is not defined. id handle to do. We have to change the update one handler function also, and we can provide id here. id here, and if there is no id, then do this one. Let's do again. Walking update, walking dead. Why 57 id is not defined. Update, yes, we need id here also. How can we get let's create another state. We can create here only like object with its id, but we have to change whole code again. False state, false, and id id is null initially. We have to see update here. Update, update, previous value object state is true, where we use update. Update update dot state handle update. We pass the id. Let's use previous value, previous to 3, and we need moon bracket. id अरे यार handle update 5 handle update. Where is handle update? id state is true and id. Okay, now we can grab this update dot id. Can pass this id update dot id. Dot id, that will be id. Update walking dead, id is not defined on 57. Yes, we updated. It would take 30 minutes. Let's do add something like coding, but it's not false again after the update. So update is success, then we have to false again. Set update id or state is false, id is null. Update walking dead. Yes, after update it will again add to do. Let's add again coding. Now it's not working because this condition update is if it's false, and to do input. Let's remove this coding. Yes, we forgot the update dot state and update dot id. Now it will work. Coding update coding ninja. Yes, everything working fine. CRUD is perfectly fine. Let's do delete this one. Hello everyone, hello, bye, hello and bye. So our CRUD is perfectly fine without API. So update is little confusing because we have to get the id, and based on id update is true or false. Based on that conditional rendering we do change the button also. So delete, read, create is easy compared to update, and we can also create input box on based on conditional rendering. Based on its id we can put input box with its value also here, so you can try by your own. So in next video we will try to do CRUD with redux, then we can try with redux toolkit, then we can try with API. So we can cover all the CRUD with everything, like without API, with redux, with global state, or we can also choose context API for CRUD. Then we can go to redux, then we can go to redux toolkit, then we can go with API, then we can go with API with redux, then we can go with then we can go with API with context, then we can go with API with redux, then we can go with API with redux toolkit. So there are so many, I think 6 7 ways we have to create video for that. So let's stop this video for now.